Hi guys and girls, in this video we're gonna take a look at creating a login screen with React Native. As you can see, I have already started up my emulator and I've also created a new React Native project. I'm using the create React Native app command to create my new project. And if you don't know how to get started with the create React Native app command, check out the link in my description and you can see how to do it there. And also for this tutorial, I'm not using any kind of design reference or a mock-up of a design or anything. I'm just gonna do something blindly. The preview you just saw, I haven't seen that one yet, because this is we're just gonna try to do something. I have no idea how it's gonna look. It's gonna be a login screen, and I'm just gonna try to explain it as I code. That's the idea. So basically, we're just gonna see how this turns out, and I'm gonna try to explain how I'm thinking when I'm building the UI. So let's get started. First what we're gonna do is we're gonna delete the default code. You can also delete the style sheet. And we're gonna need a keyboard avoiding view. For avoiding the view, we're gonna move the view when the keyboard is visible, so it's not overlapping the view. And also we're gonna need the image component and the text input component. First thing we can do, we can create a new keyboard avoiding view. Oops. And give it a behavior of padding, which means it's gonna pad away from the keyboard when the keyboard is visible. We're also gonna give it a style. We can give it a style of, let's name it wrapper. And let's create a style for the wrapper. We're just gonna give it a flex one. That's enough. That's gonna give it full width and full height. Now we can reload the emulator to check if we got any errors. Nope, it's alright. Alright, the next thing we want to do, I'm thinking it would probably look good with a background image instead of just a color. So if we use a background image and then like the text inputs and buttons on top of the image, we can do that. So let's go ahead and create a new folder, name it app, place it in the root of your project. In the app folder, create a new folder, name it components, which is where we will keep all the components. In this case, it's just gonna be one. It's gonna be a login screen. Also create another folder, name it image, where we can place the images we're gonna use. So let's go open up your browser and check for some image we can use. I'm gonna go to Pixabay. You can go to wherever you like, where you can get nice images. And I think we can use a mountain as a background image. So I'm just gonna search for mountain. Let's close this one down. You can use any image you want. Let's see. I'm gonna use this image. So I'm just gonna download it. I'm gonna open up the downloads folder. I'm gonna rename it to PG for background, and I'm gonna paste it to the app/image folder we just created. That's it. I'm gonna close the browser. And now actually we can't just include the image now, because we have to restart the application first. If we don't, we're gonna get an error that the React Native application can't find the image. So I'm just gonna go ahead and close down the app, go to the node command prompt. I'm gonna terminate, stop the packager. Let's get that clear to clear the console. And then I'm gonna restart the application by typing npm run Android. And now it will start again. There we go, the app just restarted, and now we can actually require the image we just downloaded to our image folder. So go ahead and create a new image component and give it a source. And in the source we're gonna require the image, which we placed in app/image/background.jpg. We're also gonna give the image a style. We can call this the container, so styles container. And this is actually really easy to work with in React Native, because an image component if you work in HTML and you get an image, you can't really place anything inside or on top of the image without using position absolute or fixed and relative positions. But in React Native you can actually just create the image component, give it a source of the image, and then you can actually place other components like text or inputs or whatever inside the actual image, and this will automatically add a component you create inside the image on top of the image. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and create the layout in the style sheet for the image. So container, and let's give it a flex 1 for full width, full height. We're gonna use let's use align self stretch, and gonna set the width to null, and we're also gonna oh, by the way, let's start like this first, check it out if it works. Yeah, there we go. So we actually got a background image right now. Let's see, we can also add justify content to center, and also align items, which we can set to center. This will center everything inside the image component right here. It will center everything, both horizontal and vertical. So let's go ahead and create, we can create a header before we create the actual form. So just create a header. I'm going to give it a style of styles.header. And let's go ahead and create the header style. I want the font size to be bigger, so let's give it a font size of maybe 38. It's too big, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. We're gonna give it a color of white in hex, that's FFF. And also we're gonna make it a bit bolder with font weight, so let's give it bold. And let's see, reload the emulator. And we got nothing because I didn't type anything. Maybe now it works. Let's see. Yeah, so we got the header ready. Then we can actually start creating the actual text inputs, which I'm gonna do in another component. So let's create a new file. Can actually copy everything from the app.js component and paste it here. Let's delete all the style sheet, and let's delete everything in the return function. And we don't need the keyboard avoiding view right here. We don't need the image. We can keep the text input here, but we can actually delete the text input from app.js because we're not going to use it here. We use it in here instead. And just to try it out, I'm gonna return something. let's just return a text component with a text in it, and let's save this as form.js in the components folder. Also gonna rename the class to form, change the syntax to Babel, and let's go ahead and import the form from app/components/form, and then to use the form all we have to do is form like that. Let's just see if we get it working. Yeah, you can see the text right there. So let's start designing the actual form. I'm thinking probably gonna need an username input and a password input and like a button, so we can actually include I'm gonna use the touchable opacity for buttons. Let's include that right now. Yeah, so let's just create a view. Or we can give it a style of form container, because that's what it's going to do. It's going to be the container for the form. So let's create this style sheet for the form container. Give it a flex 1. No, by the way, we can give it, let's do like this, align self stretch, which will stretch it the entire width. Yeah, that should be correct. And then I'm gonna use a text input. I'm gonna type underline color Android. I'm gonna set it to transparent, because it adds an underline if I don't. Let's just reload and check so it works. Yeah, I can't see the actual text input yet, but we will be able to soon. I'm also gonna create a style for the text input, and this is gonna be the same style for all the inputs, both the username and the password. I'm gonna name it, let's name text input. Doesn't have to be much more than that. Text input, let's type align self stretch, because I want it to be the entire width of the application. Let's give it a padding of, we can try 20, and let's give it a background color. We can start just trying that with white. Let's reload and see. Can find variable, styles. Let's try it now. Yeah, so we got the text input right there. Now the first thing I see is we don't want the text input to take up the entire width, so I'm actually gonna add some padding to the form container. Let's add padding left 20 and also padding right 20. I can reload now. This should give us some spacing between the edge of the application. Yeah, like that. That's much better. Let's see. I'm also gonna add some margin to the text input, so it's not so close to the header. Oh, by the way, we can do that in the header. It's probably better. So let's go to the header and add margin bottom. Let's use 80. Let's check it out. Yeah, so now we got some spacing in there. That's better. Looks a little bit clearer. We don't want everything like mashed up together. And also for the background color, I don't want to be like white, only white. I'm gonna add some transparency to it. So I'm gonna use RGBA for that, and I'm gonna use white, and I'm gonna, let's add a little bit of transparency and see how it looks. Yeah, this actually looks pretty good. Yeah, let's use that. I'm gonna add some margin to the bottom of this one, because there's gonna be the password input is gonna be below. So margin bottom, let's type check it out with 20. And let's create a new text input. This is gonna be the actual password. So for this text input, we could use secure text entry, so the password will not be visible. Set it to true. And there we go. We got the username and the password. Let's add a placeholder to it too. Looks good, so the user know what they're gonna type in the input. Placeholder username. And placeholder password. It can be black. It works. The text inside the text input. It works. So let's go ahead and create the button, the login button. We're gonna create a new touchable opacity component. And inside the touchable opacity, we're gonna add some text, because we wanted to say like probably login or something like that. Let's give the button a style. We can name it the style button. We want it to be the full width too, just like the text input, so align self stretch. Also, let's add some margin to the top, some extra margin, because the margin right now from this one is gonna be 20 below. So let's add 20 more, 40 totally in margin. And let's give it some background color. I don't know what we're gonna use for color. Maybe dark. Let's try. This is almost black. 29, 29, 29. Also, let's type align item center. This will center the text inside. Let's just reload the application, see how it looks. I'm gonna add some padding to it. Let's use the same as for the text inputs, 20. Also, I want the color of the text to be white. Let's try that. Oh, it's supposed to be, this is CSS. I'm used to CSS. It's supposed to be, is it text color? I don't remember, let's check. No, it's not valid. Oh, right, I can't declare that on the button. That's going to be on the text, of course. So text style, styles dot, let's call it button text, btn, short for button text. And here we can type the color, of course. That's correct. Now it's gonna work, I think. Yeah, there we go. Also, let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's set it to 24 maybe. That's too big. 20 is probably better. Something like that. Also, I think we're gonna add a border to the button. So let's declare border width. It should be, we can use 1. And border color, let's do black. 000. Reload. Check how it looks. It's decent. It will probably work. Maybe it looks better without the border. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, let's do it without the border. And also let's do the font size a little bit smaller. It's pretty decent. We can actually add RGBA background for this too and make it black instead, and then add some transparency. Like the text inputs, but black. Let's try that. Yeah, that's much better. Something like that, maybe. Let's add a space there. Let's see what more we can do. Yeah, I think that's probably enough for now. Maybe we should change the placeholder text color. I'm not sure how to do that. Let's take a look. There we got it. Placeholder text color. So let's add that one too. Let's set it to almost black. I'm just gonna try to see if it works. Yeah, that's better, like that. Something like that, maybe. It's pretty decent. So yeah, you can just play along with all the styles and stuff and come up with something you like. Hope you learned something. Bye bye.